Hi everybody, my name is Dave Marsh and today we're going to take a look at the relationship between group members in OneHome. Now you can see on my screen I've got a contact page open for Jim. Now there's also a couple of different emails associated with his contact page. The first one is for a friend or a family member that he's asked me as the agent to include in his contact section so that anytime that I send content to Jim, they're also going to be forwarded to his friend or his family member, Dwayne. And then below that, of course, I've got Jim's email address as well. Now, anybody who knows Matrix will know that I can add up to 5 email addresses in the contact section for a specific contact. So that means I can have my primary contact plus 4 group members, essentially adding up to 5 email addresses. And again, this is great if, let's say, for example, Jim's not familiar with real estate and has invited some friends or some family members to also receive content so that they can help him essentially manage his OneHome portal. So in this example, what we're going to do is we're going to assume some content has already been sent out to Jim, and by extension, it's also gone out to Dwayne as well. And we're going to pick it up from there. So let's go into Dwayne's account initially. So this is Dwayne's email account. And as you can see, this is Dwayne's email account. And he has also been sent content from the agent addressed to Jim. Again, remember, because he's a group member, he's going to receive the same content that is sent initially to the primary contact, which is in this case, Jim. So we're just going to click on View Properties. And that's going to take us into a OneHome. Now, of course, Dwayne hasn't yet signed into OneHome. He has activated an account. As a group member, he's activated his account, but he hasn't yet signed in. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to quickly sign into his account. All right, so now we're signed into Dwayne's account, and there's a couple of things going on here. So let's begin with taking a look at the utility menu. So when I click on the utility menu, what I want to draw your attention to first is the group down here. So this is essentially telling me as Dwayne that I've got somebody else in my group, specifically Jim. Now again, this is the friend or the family member, the primary contact that I'm helping out because I know a little bit more about real estate. So again, Jim has invited me by giving his real estate agent my email address. Jim's invited me to participate or to help manage his content when his agent sent it to him. So I'm looking at my OneHome portal. And you can see right off the bat that I've also got a couple of properties that have been favorited. Now, these may be properties that I've favorited maybe on another occasion. I've come into OneHome and I've thought, oh, okay, this is a property that I think might look great for Jim, so I'm going to add that to a favorite. And here's another property I think would be great for Jim, so I've added that as a favorite as well. And maybe while we're at it, let's say maybe this property as well. So I'm going to add a third property, and you can see that I've added all those here in my favorites. So here are the 3 properties that I've added. And here's one that I thought, well, I don't want Jim necessarily to waste his time with this property. I don't think it's going to be something that he's going to be interested in. So this is a property that I've previously discarded. So another option I have is creating custom searches. Now, I've already gone ahead and created a custom search as Dwayne. Now, this is a custom search here that I thought that Dwayne might like to run. So see, I've said, I've called it Search Created by Dwayne. So just to show you what that looks like. Again, what I've done is I've isolated an area on the map where I thought Jim might be interested in finding some properties. And here's some properties in that specific area. And not only that area, but I've also got some criteria, some specific criteria that I've set for him as well. So what I wanted to illustrate here is that I've gone in as Dwayne and I've added some favorites. I've created a custom saved search. And these are all things that I've done, of course, within my OneHome account. So what I want to do now is I want to switch gears a little bit. Here, let me just sign out from Dwayne. So let me switch gears here a little bit and let's go over to Jim. So you can see now I'm in Jim's email account. So now for the next few moments, I'm going to be Jim. And again, we're going to take this from the perspective of I've received content from my agent. Here's the email. And again, it's the same email that we just saw that Dwayne received a few moments ago. But this time now, I, as Jim, want to view those properties. So I'm just going to click View Properties. And it takes me to OneHome, but of course I haven't yet signed in. So I'm going to sign in this time as Jim. All right, so now that I'm signed in, of course, now I can see those favorite listings. Now, I didn't favorite those. Dwayne actually favorited those. And if we scroll down a little bit, we can see the third one here. And just to put a pin in this, if I go into my favorites, I can see here, these are the 3 favorites that Dwayne added for me in his account. And the discarded one, or the one that wasn't for me necessarily, has been added to this folder as well. And in addition to that, I also have, under my custom saved searches, a search that was created by Dwayne. So when I log into my account as Jim, I can run the saved search and I can say, hey, this is an area, of course, that Dwayne thinks that I might be interested in. And I can see the criteria that he's chosen for me as well. So the bottom line is that group members can manage the same account for the client. So the client can come in, of course, and they can see different configuration that other group members have done for them. Now, I will also mention it works the other way as well. So let's say, for example, I'm still Jim in this scenario, and I'm going through the properties. Of course, this is the list of properties that my agent created and sent for me in Matrix. And let's just say that this is another one that I think I may like. So this would be our 4th favorite that has been added. And you can see that here. Here's my 4 favorites. And just to bring this full circle, let's sign out from Jim and say that Dwayne now signs back in. So you can see that not only can Dwayne configure the favorites or the discarded properties for the client Jim, but all of the properties that Jim has favorited are also included in the total as well. So of course this also includes the additional property that Jim favorited just a few moments ago. All right, so hopefully this helps shed a little bit of light on the relationship between group members. In short, any properties that a primary contact allocates to a specific folder, whether it be a favorite or discarded, or any custom saved searches that a primary contact creates and saves in their OneHome account, can also be viewed by the group members. And the opposite is also true. Any properties allocated to a favorites or a discarded folder by any group member, or any custom saved searches created by a group member, can also be viewed by a primary contact in their OneHome account. All right, well, this concludes this OneHome group member tutorial. I'd like to thank you for watching and hope you can join me for another session. Take care.